Alright folks, we have another exhilarating battle of Warhammer here today. These men, Matt and Chris, have this is their third game today, so they're going strong. This one here is a little bit of a custom scenario, so Matt, can you tell us what it is, what's going on here?
Yeah, just like the first couple games that we played today, this one is a scenario from Redstone Rumble, which we're all trying to, everybody in Bromance WarGaming is going to try and get to at the middle of September. This one is called Morceleb or Bust. It is Watchtower, except instead of Watchtower, we are using a point in the middle of the board, if I may.
Yes,
Chris is crying. He is
crying a little bit.
There's a point over there. I threw his crap everywhere.
Let me do it.
All right, Matt, go ahead and keep talking and let him do that.
Sorry about that, Chris. I'll have a man hug with you later.
All right.
For 8 points, you have to control that point by the end of the game. For 6 points, you win by 500 victory points. For 4 points, you break the most units in the game. And for 2 points, you win it. You attempt an underdog challenge. That is, you attack, you challenge with a champion and try to kill a hero level character. So other than that, it's the standard Watchtower mission minus the tower. So you want to go over deployment?
Yep. All right. Okay. We'll pick back up in just a moment with Chris's deployment, which he deployed first. All right, Chris, tell us how you deployed with your ogres.
Sure. Well, I won the roll. So I obviously am deploying on the point. I'm defending it here. My Noblars are trappers, so should he choose to charge and move me from that point, he'll have to make dangerous terrains for every model in his unit, which is kind of fun. You do have to occupy that with a core. My decision there is, again, the only core represented on the table are my 3 Noblar units and my Iron Guts. But Iron Guts are certainly stronger on the charge, so I didn't want them standing there defending something. I do have harassment units with the saber tusks there. Starting on my left, I have a giant here, Monster Control. He has been successful today. He raffle stomped the dragon, which was really exciting, and I'm hoping to see something similar in this game.
He is pretty.
I'm a big fan. He has been shot up with arrows. Here are my man-eaters. Their special rules, they're been there, done that, is poison attacks and swift stride. They are heavy armor, single pistols in the front, great weapons in the back. Okay. Of course, my BSB here, my bruiser. 9 Iron Guts with a butcher, level 2 Great Maw wizard. Great weapons and heavy armor on those guys. Here are my Mornfang Cavalry. Really sad I've only got 2. I would really like to have 4 or even 6. But the truth is they're expensive as junk and they take hours to put together.
They scare me quite a bit.
The guy with the great weapon is going to be my standard bearer. And then, of course, this guy is just a regular bro. But they have heavy armor and iron fists. And I'm pretty sure that's it. I'll have to consult my list again. Here's my general, the Slaughtermaster, level 4 Beast Lore.
The general's hiding behind the building there.
He is hiding behind the building. He's got barrels hanging over his butt there.
In the first game, he got shot a little bit and then charged by one of my Peg heroes to take the last couple wounds off. So I think he's been playing a little more conservatively.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
Thank you. And here are my Lead Belchers. They are the shooters. Remember, they get like multiple shots, D6 per model when they choose to shoot. And of course my Fire Belly back here. I really took a chance that Matt was going to deploy on this side of the table and didn't. And so these guys are, I guess, I wouldn't use the word misdeployed, but they are here. They're going to have to make their way back into the game somehow. Terrain, I don't think we talked about terrain.
No, go ahead. Go right.
Go ahead. Here's the building. These are just regular buildings. This is a forest. We'll have to roll for that once it becomes necessary. This is a swamp.
It's a Kimmery quicksand.
There we go.
It'll kill monsters, monstrous infantry, and monstrous cavalry.
Good.
With no saves allowed if they fail a dangerous terrain, and they fail the dangerous terrain on a 1 or a 2.
Gotcha.
Tell us about this Monument of Crag. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, it's the Arcane Ruins.
There it is.
That's the, you can channel 4 times, but if you roll 3 6s to channel, then you miscast with that wizard.
Looks like that one might not come up too much with no one over there.
Well, I've got a wizard
all
right
that
here.
Empty space. All right, what any other comments about your deployment? How do you feel about it?
I'm excited. I've been successful all day in running harassment units in front. Sometimes I'm running into the problem with charges failing today. I'm like only needing a 7 or an 8. It's really been unsuccessful with poor rolling today. I'm hoping to make up for it.
Lesson number 1.
Roll better, noob.
Exactly. All right. We will pick back up with the Dark Elf deployment. All right, Matt, tell us about the Dark Elf deployment. Looks like you're kind of all scrunched in together here.
Well, since I'm running a monster mash kind of list, it's a lot easier for me to focus a lot of power in a small area, which is what I've been doing all day today, kind of hitting, you know, like my biggest units that have punch are these Colon Knights. So it's easy to corner in with the Hydra or Peg Hero or even the Dragon and just added a bunch of extra combat resolution. So I started off just deploying over here with these three, you know, my shooting units, repeater crossbows, and Corsairs with hand bows. And then I dropped my 40 Spear Elves. But even this is really at 280 points. This is a chaff unit as well. It's just there to hold up for a couple turns. So, and by the time I had deployed these three, the Harpies and the Spear units, I knew that I wanted to park everything over here rather than over here. Just based on where Chris had put everything. I wanted to come in head first. About the only thing I don't like with the deployment is the Hydra hanging out next to the Giant.
Yeah, you don't think you're going to win that one, huh?
Well, the Giant has a lot of nasty attacks versus other monsters, and he goes before the Hydra. Now, with my regen, I have a chance to save it, but my regens have been pretty iffy today, so I'm not sure that I want to rely on that, so I may try to redeploy him.
All right, rock on.
Yep, and I got first turn since he is controlling the Watchtower landing pad.
Awesome. All right, we will pick back up with Dark Elf turn 1. Wow, okay, after a really crappy song that Matt just sang off camera, here is Dark Elf turn 1. Tell us about it.
All right, so turn 1, I flew my BSB up here, and I moved up a little bit. I shot his Gobblars, as we determined.
The N is silent.
Yes, the N is silent. I threw a full-powered fireball with 9 dice, didn't irresistible force, and he dispel scrolled it from his general. And then pretty much I just moved up, as you see. I'm right out of 18 with all of these people to the Giant, so that the Giant can't roll the double sixes and, you know, LOL charge me and start ruining my day.
Right.
Give it time.
And that's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to keeping the Lead Belchers out of the loop and kind of concentrating over here on his big juicy points.
All right. Looks looking good so far. All right.
Yeah.
We will come back with Ogres turn 1. All right, General Chris, tell us about your turn 1.
All right, well, Matt is obviously on this side of the table and has ignored this entire half. And so I'm having to make up for space, make up for time, and make my way in this direction. I brought everybody forward. My harassment units are kind of preceding the way, bringing that Giant around here to hopefully. I would like to be the one that charges that Hydra, but I'm okay if that Hydra charges me.
Gotcha.
That's acceptable as well. He did run my Noblars off. They did not rally. They needed an 8, and they rolled a 10. So they're still running away. This little black dot is our point. We are all gathering around it now. I channeled 2 dice for my channel, and so I had 6 or 7 dice to do. I was going to Amber Spear the Dragon. He dispel scrolled it. I was going to Fireball this guy right out front, and he dispelled that with my remaining die. I was kind of a long shot anyway. Moved my General into the building. Learned that he's still susceptible to Fireball coming from his mage, which is really kind of sad. I was hoping that would make him safe, but that was just a rule I was unaware of. And that doesn't hurt my feelings or embarrass me at all. So I am going to try to, it's my goal to be the first one to get some charges off. If I'm unsuccessful in that, I'm going to have to make up for it. These winged creatures keep chasing me around the board, and so I'm trying to outpace them right now.
So, how are you feeling right now? How are you feeling?
So far, so good. I've taken a few Noblar casualties, but
they're insignificant.
I know. I pretty much
They're
buy them
largely
to
insignificant, yes.
So, Gobblars, rest in peace. We're about to start top of 2.
All right, turn 2, Dark Elves. All right, General Matt is looking a little crazy now on your turn 2. Tell us about it.
Yep. Well, I flew my BSB up over here. As you can see, the Mournfangs are fleeing. I moved everything up a little bit here to get in range of shooting. I set up these guys to try and Congo the Mournfangs into my big block of hold Mournfangs in place for a couple turns while I deal with everything else. But as you can see, the Mournfang is running away, because what happened was I rolled 9 dice, she didn't channel, I did the full power Hadouken on her, on the Mournfangs. snuck 3 wounds past their 3-up armor save, and then they failed their 8 up, or 8 leadership test. Is that what it was?
Yes.
And he fled off. So then over here, I did a couple sneaky charges to wheel around his blocking units with my knights to get into the giant, who's jumping up and down, and only because I rolled 6 saves out of 9 dice am I still alive in that combat. And then I charged his man-eaters with the Peg Hero, not my BSB, and the Knights, and just annihilated them. They broke. I ran down the Survivor actually ran off the board. He ran past me, but that was good enough. And then I reformed the Peg Hero, like you can see. These guys are actually dead. One of the things I did was, again, I told you I thought the Mournfangs were coming in here and going to get here. So I positioned my Hydra this way to take care of the Mournfangs in the side.
Gotcha. Going to get a little flanking.
Yeah, I was going to get some flanking, but at least the Hydra is maneuverable enough as a single monster that it's not out of the fight for a long time here. Things are looking pretty dang good. The Iron Guts are isolated. The Lead Belchers are way on the wrong side of the building. And I've broken through his lines. The only thing right now that I'm worried about is that giant.
Well, we'll see. All right, to the Ogres, turn 2. All right, Chris, it's your turn 2. Things are starting to look a little bleak for the Ogres, but tell us what happened.
Looking a little better at the bottom of turn 2. At the beginning of turn 2, Matt and his Dark Elves raped me something fierce. He's also
Been on over!
He's also now receiving a courtesy massage
With
from
no KY.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I'm going to focus now. So what happened is I rallied these guys. These were the Noblars who were sitting on the dot. And now they may try to make their way back. They may already be dead. I did rally my only Mournfang left. I rolled doubles to cast Spine Marrow on these guys, which makes them stubborn. And he has an item. Tell me what it is.
Ring of Kotek?
Ring of Kotek, which means... Whatever. Or it means that I miscast no matter what. And
if you roll doubles.
If I roll doubles. So all my wizards took a strength 6 hit. Firebelly took a wound. Butcher took a wound, but that's it.
And your general, his ward save protected him, right?
General's ward save did protect him. Lead Belchers are moving forward, knocking down some crossbowmen. Really, again, they're on the wrong side of the table, so I'm hoping to make them over here to the left. I have a Saber Tusk running away. He's the only one remaining. Giant is giving the Cold One Knights a run for their money. He does only have 1 wound left. It's very likely he won't see the bottom of... actually, he may not finish the top of turn 3. Whatever combat's available there. I've got Noblars positioned here. They're really useless on the charge. I really try to use them as an interceptor. I don't see anybody coming from that direction except maybe the Hydra. And I really don't predict at all what he's going to do with that Hydra. This forest is the forest that means if majority of your unit is in it, you get fear. Doesn't really apply to anybody on my team, except maybe those Noblars. That might be fun. But this is where we are. Hoping that the top of turn 3 looks a little bit more promising than the top of turn 2.
All right, think you're going to pull it around?
I think so.
Awesome. All right. Dark Elf, turn 3 coming up. All right, General Matt, your Dark Elves looks like they are doing quite well right now. Tell us about it.
Well, I finally moved my Cortax unit up. Moved my unit of full command Corsairs with handbows onto the dot. They're actually about an inch away. They're going to hold that landing pad against pretty much anything. I charged the General and my Hero Peg into his lone Mournfang over there. He couldn't flee because he would have fled off the board.
Exactly.
So we both got in, and I wheeled my Knights out of the charge range of these Iron Guts. Now these Iron Guts, we'll get to them in a second.
Gotcha.
In Magic, I threw a full power fireball at the Lead Belchers. I rolled 7 dice, didn't miscast, but I got a 30-something to cast. He didn't dispel it, and I did 6 wounds or something, 5 wounds, and then I picked off the rest of that with my shooting. And then in close combat, I finally killed the Giant over here. The Giant really mauled me, and if I hadn't been lucky, he would have got that unit and been running amok through my backfield right now. My Hydra still isn't doing anything. I'm not planning ahead well enough with him. You can see I won the combat against the Mournfang pretty handily,
Oh, yeah.
and I reformed. And what happened was when I killed him, the Iron Guts failed their leadership test, and they actually rolled so high as to hit this unit and bounce all the way through. So they're looking at, they have to rally this turn or it's game over for them, and probably game over for the Ogre player in general. I didn't move my BSB because right now his Ring of Hotech is really hampering that level 4 caster, which is awesome because I don't have a level 4 caster. I much prefer to take care of him that way, kind of miscast him off the board. That's working for me so far. So pretty much, Chris has got 2 fleeing units, 2 Noblars, 3 Noblars, I guess, and half of some lead belchers in his general.
So it's looking pretty handily for.
Yeah, I think
the Dark
barring,
Elves right now.
I'm thinking barring anything ridiculous, I'm gonna be able to win this one.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we will go to Ogres turn 3. Let's see if a miracle can happen. When we left, the Ogres were looking in kind of bad shape, but let's see what happened.
Hey, so we're probably still in bad shape, but we are no longer on the decline.
Awesome.
I still have my entire Iron Guts over here. They did rally.
Excellent.
It's really unfortunate for the Dark Elves because everything that I have is about to find forced entry through their rear. And so I'm really excited about that, given the fact that I still have all my Iron Guts left. I know that was good, right? I sent in the Noblars to try to take back the tower spot, the center spot there. Reminder, we're trying to fight for this position as if the tower were there.
Exactly.
These are unique tournament rules that we are trying out for a tournament coming up in September.
And those Noblars didn't look like they lasted very long.
My painted Noblars got knocked out. They failed charged, and 10 of them died. The guys on the back row are dead. I just choose not to take them off the tray. My lead belchers and firebelly, and lead belcher specifically, have shot and killed most of these crossbowmen. 2 of them remain. They are currently fleeing, which is good news for me. It means that I'm safe for the meantime from more shots from them, because these crossbowmen and their wizard have those Iron Guts to deal with. Let's hope that they panic a little bit. I have Noblars here. To be honest with you, I am kind of inexperienced, so I don't really know what to do with them, other than to maybe block more people from trying to charge the house with my general in it.
Okay.
But that's where we're at the bottom of 3. Again, looking grim for me.
Okay. Anything in the magic phase?
I'm sorry, I did have a magic phase. I did Curse of Anrin here, his general. I was going to Amber Spear, but that got dispelled. But right now, he's -1 to hit, and if he moves, he takes dangerous terrains on 1 and 2s.
Excellent. All right, then we will come around to Dark Elf turn 4. All right, General Matt, the Ogres were starting to make a little bit of a comeback. Tell us how it went in turn 4.
Well, I didn't have any charges. These guys kept fleeing. I reformed over here. With these guys, tried to do some shooting, picked off like 1 wound. Reformed these Spear Elves, my core attacks Elves. She ran away to hide. The Hydra, of course, is hoping to help after the Spear Elves get beat up a little bit. I moved these guys onto the landing platform, moved the Harpies around a little bit, and I'm starting to just run away with those Knights over there. They're just going to keep that 342 points alive. These Knights reformed because they couldn't wheel past my General, who wasn't going to move with Curse of Anrin here on. My Peg Heroes are kind of hanging out over here. They're going to try and take care of those Lead Belchers pretty soon. But I was careful to keep my Ring of Hotech within 12 inches of both of his wizards. He did Hellheart me. I lost 1 dice and rolled a 7, so it didn't really do him much good. But he did fail. But I did fail to cast my big fireball at him after he did it. I think if I can stop the Iron Guts, I'll be looking good. But I'm not sure how good that's going to be with Spear Elves, with no magical support, and a Hydra. So I may just have to sacrifice those Spear Elves depending on how that first round of combat goes.
Okay. So you still looking good? You still feel good?
Yeah, I still feel good because, honestly, the Spear Elves and this unit is still worth about the same points as this Iron Gut unit minus the character. So even if I have to, throw all of that stuff away, I think I've still got the mobile hitting power in all of my monsters to take down that Iron Gut unit.
Gotcha. You still are on the launch pad.
I am still on the launch pad.
All right, we will come back to you with the bottom of turn 4 with the Ogres. All right, General Chris, tell us about your turn 4. You're looking a little bit better.
Yeah, you know, I think the words I would use to describe this right now is that I'm probably still losing, but I'm having fun doing it. And I think that just as a hobbyist is really kind of worth it for me. When my Iron Guts bounced through all those units because they fled with such a high number, I rallied them and then charged them into his, tell me what these guys are called.
Dark Elf Warriors.
Dark Elf Warriors. I did nearly 26...
You did 23 wounds.
23 wounds.
Nice.
Combat rate was 26 minus his success. These guys they fled from their initial charge. I chased them back with the Noblars and with, again, a secondary charge from the Lead Belchers that bounced them out to the side over here, which conveniently blocked the Hydra from getting in that charge on the flank. So we'll see with any luck if they won't turn around and start charging, or maybe they'll even flee out of the way and let the Hydra...
Fortune is starting to smile on you a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun. It's still fun. I think Matt still has a solid upper hand. My general's still here. He is still safe and healthy with 1 wound on him. Firebelly has 2 wounds on him. Butcher has 2 wounds on him, and the Iron Guts have dwindled a little. I've got some Noblars over here who are really playing cards in the outfield, and I don't really know what to do with them. I'm not sure they can help at all.
I've never heard of that phrase, but it is awesome.
They my magic phase. Let me try to remember what happened on the magic phase. Do you remember?
Cast Fireball on my fleeing unit. I let it go.
Got him.
And you killed them. Then you cast the Spear on my general. You miscast because of the Ring of Hotep.
Yep.
I dispelled it, and you lost all the rest of your dice.
Yeah, and there it went. And so that was magic. Now we're at the top of 5. It's still fun. Still having a good time. I'm hanging in there. I'm hoping to make Matt work hard for the win.
On a 6, I win, because remember, this is modified Watchtower.
You're exactly right.
All right,
End of turn 4.
Let's watch it.
This is a big deal.
Nope.
All right, we are going to turn 5 then. All right, since we did not roll that 6, we are on to turn 5 with Dark Elves. General Matt, tell us what happened.
Well, I did some general scooting around and running away over here. The Hydra repositioned. These guys rallied and turned around. I moved everything forward. I double charged with my Pegasus heroes into the Lead Belchers. In Magic, I big fireballed the general, didn't do any wounds. I rolled a 7 for the miscast, so nothing happened.
Okay.
Then in combat, I killed a couple, he killed more. He won by 6. I failed the break test and he ran me down. In here, I killed all the Lead Belchers, but his Firebelly went ape on my BSB, killed the BSB, but he ran him off, so I'm going to try and catch him. And that Noblar broke because we broke from combat. So really what we're hoping for, I'm pretty sure them Harpies are going to get hit, and then he's going to overrun into my Dragon. And I'm hoping that, because that'll be on my turn, I'll be able to charge the Hydra in the front, and I'll be able to charge these guys in the rear. And I'm hoping that that extra bunch of combat res and a bunch of extra attacks is just going to be all over.
Sounds like a good strategy.
Yep, that's my plan. And that way I'll kill any resistance I have for keeping this, the launch pad. And really I'm just holding I'm just saving points up there. I can't, without charging the Noblars and taking a bunch of dangerous terrain tests. And I don't really think I need those knights anyway. So, that's my turn.
All right, now we'll go to Chris's Ogre's turn 5. All right, General Chris, it is the bottom of turn 5. Tell us what's going on.
Okay, lots of fun stuff happened here. I rallied the Firebelly. He put Cascading Fire Cloak on himself. That activates at the end of each magic turn, so I was thinking that on turn 6 that this guy would charge in there and he would take some immediate damage after the fire thing. I rallied, swift reformed these guys. I was going to send them over here, but of course they just didn't make it. They didn't have enough movement speed. Iron Guts completely blistered the Harpies. and overran right into the Dragon General there. That's where we are. My General...
Yeah, the Giant's back.
Yeah, my Slaughtermaster transformed himself into the Black Hydra because of the transformation of Kadan. Of course, all of his mundane items and magical stuff become completely useless. He does have that one wound that carries over, and getting ready to at the top of or the bottom of 6 when I got to move again. I was going to try to take this area right here. Lo and behold, we rolled the dice, and Matt, who occupies the launch pad, rolled a 5 or better to win, and he did so.
Gotcha.
So the game is over. He has won the launch pad. We will add up points and see where we stand there. But I still think, and I say it with confidence, that the game was not all his still. I felt very confident about what was going to happen. Matt shakes his head a little bit. But that's okay. I still had fun, and that was much better than the other 2 games today.
Anything that you would do differently, or any lessons that you learned from this?
His mobility is really, really hard for me to deal with. And his flying over units into units is really ruining my Noblars in front philosophy. And I don't really know what I can do to... I haven't thought about what to do to fix that, but I'm not sure that's something I need to fix. But we'll think about that. We'll think about that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. They are proving to be even more insignificant than before.
A little bit.
Okay. General Matt.
Yes.
How about you? How do you feel about the game? Do you feel like you need to do anything better? Any lessons learned?
No. I felt like I played a pretty tight game. Probably the only thing I did wrong was charge the BSB into this combat to get him killed. That Ring of Hotep was really clutch in shutting down that level 4. But I felt like I needed the extra 5 attacks and the extra combat res from the Battle Standard Bearer. Excuse me. Let's sneeze. Bless you. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Ugh. Anyway, I thought I played really nicely with the 250 points holding up this whole flank. I really liked my fancy maneuvers over here with the knights. The Hydra didn't do a whole lot, but I think, and I was talking before we started rolling, that really this combat was not going to go very well. We've got a Hydra in the flank.
Bless you again.
Excuse me. I was even going to throw these guys in the back just because there's not that many attacks back there for the rear charge. And I got the general and his breath. I got the general and his breath weapon because he has the black dragon egg, which gives him toughness 6 and a breath weapon. Then I have the dragon's breath weapon, and then I have the Hydra's breath weapon in that combat. I think that 66 strength 4 and 5 breath weapons were going to take care of that unit, and then leave only this guy, who with my Dragonbane gem I could easily take those fire hits. And the other thing was his general. I was just going to keep rolling big fireball trying to kill him because he has regen and the same toughness. The regen doesn't matter because it's fireball. So really, realistically, I feel like after this turn, he was only going to have the Noblars left, and that didn't bother me too much. So I'm glad that we got the 5, so I don't have to deal with the Dragonhide banner trying to beat up my general. But at the same time, I feel like I was still in a good position, and I felt like I played pretty well, minus probably, like I said, that BSB charge. But other than that, I thought that I did pretty well.
Excellent. All right. Well, folks, this was a scenario for the tournament that we're looking to go to in a couple of months.
Rumble.
Redstone Rumble. I think it was pretty fun. It was a new one, and this has been General Chris with his Ogres, General Matt with his Dark Elves. This is Dallas, who has been narrating for you, and Jody is over there in the corner. Wave, Jody. All right. And guys, this has been another production of Bromance WarGaming. Signing off. Thanks.